This isn't possible. You aren't even human. You're no match for a Sith.
Looks like I'm more than a match.
That's that. Looks like we're done here.
Major?
What are you doing here?
The mystic Kai Vey foresaw Lord Torius's actions, and yours. Boss is safe.
If you knew about the threat, why didn't you do anything?
Kai Vey saw no need for help. Kai Vey comes to see this bomb. Its technology is unknown.
Give us the bomb for study. We will give weaponry in trade.
I can't just hand you an orbital strike bomb.
Then we leave.
I'll get retrieval on the comm, get this thing taken somewhere safe.
Major, looks like you got us a real treat here. Jack, Garen, check those rad seals, would you? We can handle things from here, sir. Feel free to head back to Senator Everett's office.
Oh, Major, come in. Have a drink with me. That was very impressive, Major. Even with Torius there, you got the job done.
I'm just glad things worked out, sir.
Well, more or less. Unbelievably, even after everything the Empire did, the Voss refused to take a side.
If those freaks want to burn, I say let them.
I'm not ready to give up yet. Our work must have left some impression. In any event, you've done your part. The Empire clearly won't be invading Voss again anytime soon. I hadn't pictured someone like you as the leader of Havoc Squad, but you aren't all bad. I'll make the necessary arrangements to return your troops.
If there's nothing further, Senator, I need to move out.
I won't hold you up any longer. Good luck in your campaign, Major.
Hello, Major. Our troops are already back on the move. More than one senior general is singing our praises at the moment. I also received a handful of written complaints from Senator Everett during your mission. Nothing unexpected from a man like him. You've done well.
That moron would have cost us the war.
Possibly, but cooler heads prevailed. With more manpower on the ground to supplement our space forces, the tide of this campaign will finally turn in our favor. We're only a few steps away from General Rakton himself. He'll have to commit his personal forces somewhere soon. When he does, you'll be there to strike.
When we get our shot at Rakton, I'll be ready.
I'm glad to hear it. Unfortunately, a situation has developed in the Senate. A hearing to investigate Special Forces' recent activities. You've been called to testify.
I've spent more than enough time with senators, General.
Participation is not optional. Hurry back to Coruscant so we can get this over with. I'll give you more details when you arrive. Garza out.
Our opportunity has arrived, sir. We've received intelligence reports that Colonel Rebus is about to test his latest project. A secret proving ground has been established on Hoth. Security will be extensive, but nothing compared to Rebus's usual protection.
How long do we have to move on this?
We have no intelligence on the length of the testing process. I believe it would be best to act as quickly as possible. Neutralizing Colonel Rebus will devastate the Empire's weapons programs. Even I cannot calculate the number of lives that this mission could save. By robbing our enemies of their most despicable weapons, we will rob them of victory, ensuring freedom for generations to come. It was a trap, sir. Colonel Rebus was even more devious than I had expected.
You mean it was all a setup?
All of the hints and clues that led me to Rebus were fabricated. It was all a scheme to capture my power core. As soon as I defeated the last of the Imperial security teams and confronted Rebus, he activated a specially built device that overloaded my primary energy controls. I was frozen.
How did you manage to turn the tables on him?
As Rebus and his final few guards approached, I discovered that I still had control over a handful of secondary subsystems. By manipulating those systems, I was able to trigger a full emergency shutdown and a rear servo lock, violently propelling me forward just as Rebus came to face me.
You actually escaped by collapsing on the guy?
It was a desperate ploy, but it was successful. As I'd hoped, shutting down my power core caused Rebus's device to shut down as well. All systems were restored within 96 seconds. Rebus's surviving guards were still attempting to lift me off of him at the time, so I dealt with them and carried the colonel back to base. Mission accomplished.
That is definitely one for the records, 4X.
With Rebus in custody, the entire galaxy is a safer place. It will be some time before I can locate an even more impressive target. As soon as I do, you'll be the first to know.
Everything's ready, boss. I've got Lord Albrecht's location on Alderaan and all of the files that prove the debt. I just have to walk in, show the files, act tough, and we can both become a little bit richer.
This goes against everything we stand for, Vic.
It doesn't go against anything I stand for. See you when I've got the credits. That was ridiculous. Turns out there's two Lord Albrechts. A father-son team. A crazy old man and stuck-up little punk team, really. Neither of them had a single credit, and both of them had promised to sell the guns to 3 different buyers apiece.
Just more reasons you should have never tried to pull something like this.
Oh, I pulled it off. It took a lot of wrangling, but I managed to get those 2 saps into the same room with all of their buyers. Then I lobbed a couple of grenades in. Most of the buyers' credits were still in one piece afterward, so I'm calling it a win.
Little blow-ups like that are bound to draw some attention, Vic.
I didn't use rep-issue frags. I'm not an amateur. Anybody who looks will figure it's another arms deal gone bad. Happens all the time. Let's hope the next rundown isn't so tough. The stress might ruin my looks.
I'm sorry, I don't know what Xavier Juna means. You have to hunt down the best hunter around? Yeah, you do that. Sure. I'm sure that's very nice.
Sir, the journal published my article. I've already received dozens of holomessages from medical officers and units across the galaxy. I never expected such a positive reaction.
That's fantastic news, Alara. You should feel very proud.
I would never have learned so much if you hadn't brought me onto the squad. I really owe you a tremendous debt, sir. Thank you. Truly.
Just got off the holo with Torv. He asked me to thank you for getting him out of that labor camp. He's starting to see the danger the other Deadeyes are in. Anxious for us to find them.
We could use him when we rescue the rest of the Deadeyes.
SIS already has him tied up in debriefs. Pretty much exchanged one cell for another. It was a mistake to trust a snake like Zane, but Torv's heart was in the right place. I just hope this mistake doesn't get any of those men killed.
Garza. I hadn't expected you here. Or Agent Balker.
The Senate situation is more complicated than I could explain via holo. I couldn't be certain my office wasn't being monitored. What I said before was accurate. The Senate has called a hearing to investigate the actions of Special Forces, Havoc Squad specifically. But what I couldn't say was that the senator behind these proceedings is actually an undercover agent for the Empire. The entire hearing is a sham.
How could the Empire possibly get an agent elected to the Senate?
They didn't. They just bought someone who was already in place. We have the evidence right here. His name's Zion. He represents a tiny little rock in the middle of some very profitable trade lanes.
With the help of Imperial intelligence, Senator Zion has slowly gained influence. Now he's turning that influence against us.
It's just another shot from dear old General Racton. Zion gets Havoc suspended. Racton gets the break he needs to turn the war back his way.
What's our move? Arrest Zion?
Not exactly. The military doesn't have that kind of authority. And detaining Zion would only fuel his accusations that we abuse our power. I want you to attend the hearing just as the Senate has asked. We can't risk him getting away. Go and conduct yourself respectfully. When it's your turn to speak, present the evidence the SIS has gathered. The Senate will have to investigate, and we'll be free to resume operations.
I'll get this cleared up in no time.
Remember, Senator Zion will do his best to paint you as a loose cannon. Don't do anything to prove him right. I'll be waiting in my office. Report back to me as soon as the hearing is complete. Dismissed.
Have fun, Major.